Hello and welcome to J-Star Arts. I'm J-Star and this is my very first craft video. And today I want to show you how I make my artist matchboxes. Now, these little guys, I make and sell a lot of these. And basically we've got a matchbox covered with paper, gilded edges, and then some kind of thing on top. And I'm going to take you through how I make all of these, every step. So the first thing that I come up with is the charm, whatever we want to put on the top of the matchbox. And I found these on Temu, and they come 10 to a bag, and I think they were $2. Oh no, they might have been. I think I paid $1.29 for some, and then like 89 cents for some bags. They come in a bunch of different colors. That's a kind of a dark orange, a turquoise, black, and this dark red. And so 10 in a bag, they come out pretty cheap, like, 10 cents each. That's the first thing. And then the second thing that I want to do is match a paper. Now you can use just bought papers like these. I also found on Temu, which could work. Just cut your paper out of here and it has some script on it. That can look nice. But for these, I'm gonna go all the way. I really like making the papers, and to do that, I'm gonna use my gel plate. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let's see. So I buy my matches at the Dollar Tree. Now the Dollar Tree has these that have red matches inside, which can be good. Now I'm kind of OCD and I match my matches to whatever's on top, or as close as I can get. So I've put the red ones in my summer coral collection. That looks best. Kroger and Publix and I think Walmart have the green ones, which they're green and actually a little blue on the tip. But whatever you can find, these are I think $1.39 for 10, and these are $1.25 at the Dollar Tree for 10. So that's that. Oh, actually, well, no, we can prep those in a second. Anyway, so that's those. So to get started, I'm going to show you how I make my paper. Now, hopefully this goes well. We're going to make a background that's kind of beigey, as I want it to be a little bit calmer with this red on it. And let's see. So I'm going to put down some beige paint on the gel plate. And now I'm just kind of learning my gel plate. I've been making papers on and off for a few different little projects, but I'm still learning it. I still get kind of lines and stuff. I don't know. Now I kind of want this to be a little bit thin, because what I'm going to do is put bubble wrap on it to give it some texture. Okay, and we're just going to gently press it down. I got this big roll at the Dollar Tree. Of course it comes in packaging, shipped from when you get packages in the mail. Now I just kind of lightly press it down and it makes those impressions. Now hopefully that'll be enough to show our gold through it. Now on the first layer we can dry it. All right, and I think for this one I'm gonna go a richer gold. So dry the first layer, and then do your second background layer. Now the first layer is what's going to be predominantly on the thing, and the second layer is only going to show through where the bubble wrap has left openings in the gel plate. So let's see how this looks. Roll off that brayer. P.S. These brayer sheets can sometimes be great to stamp some stuff on and then use that paper. creative paper. Now I'm going to just use plain old typing cardstock. I'm going to put it down here and mash it in. And then to clean up those edges, I've actually got some paper that I've been using on these projects. Let's see. Now I'm actually trying to fill in these holes, so I'm being weirdly careful, but you don't have to be so careful. Let's see. I'm gonna go over that black because eventually I'm probably gonna use these peel off papers on matchboxes as well, or other projects, because they turn out so cool. So I'm just gonna do that. Now I'm gonna let that sit for just a second, actually just long enough. I'm just gonna give it enough time that I'm gonna open a box of these. We're gonna let I'm just letting the edges dry off first. I'll show you. We're gonna get these open. There we go. Now I'm making these 10 at a time. You know, it happened that these came 10 in a box, 10 in a bag, and those came 10 in a bag, and you can cut 10 out of the sheet of 8.5 by 11 standard cardstock paper. Okay, so now I'm just gonna peel this off and see. Yeah, it's pretty clean. But see, like that could be a cool matchbox actually that way, so you can see them on the sides. I'll show you about the cutting later. These are especially getting cool, like here. Oh, such cool paper. I mean, I've done a whole collection of these for my shop. I have a little space called Funkin' Dazzles in the Painted Marketplace. It's a boutique mall. Okay, now I'm gonna let this sit to the side for a second while we prep our matchboxes. Now, hopefully, I've been working on a lot of these. One of the things that I do is I blacken the ends and the match strip. So the first thing that I do is open it up and just marker. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I marker the little top edge. Hopefully I'm in frame, okay. And then the side. Now, you could do this in gold or any other color. There is this little thing on each side that has a little marking. So a lighter color might show it through, but you know, whatever. And then the second thing I do is look at the bottom, and there's an overlap part, or the side. There's an overlap one. I want the paper to go around that overlap, so this will be my exposed edge. So on that, I just go down the edge and do that. Okay, so now that's ready. And I'll just do the rest of these really quick. Okay, so I've got all my edges done. Okay, so I have all my edges done and the ends finished. And I'm just gonna set those out of the way for a second. And we're gonna pull our paper back in and see what we've got. I'm giving it a nice long time to dry. Oh, it looks really nice. And of course, this is very subtle for this one. Oh, so good. Well, we're gonna do some stamping on top of it. So can you see that, the little gold bubbles in the background? That's really nice. Okay, so actually I'm gonna leave this here because the gel plate helps hold it down and hold it in place. And we're going to do a little stamping on here. Now, the first thing I want to stamp is some script. I kind of had the idea, by the way, I got this set on Temu, of course. Temu has some great rubber stamps. Even popular ones that you've seen, Temu has versions of. I think they're the exact same ones, just without labels. These are always like $1.75 for this big size sheet, and it has, you know, several stamps on it. So let's get this script. I want some script. Oh, but I was saying that I kind of had the idea with the coral that this is like a message in a bottle. There's, you know, a message being sent across the ocean, whatever. That was kind of the idea. Even though there's a postmark, you know, what are you going to do? Let's see. Now I had a really cool Paris stamp. What did I do with that? Did I put it on one of my other ones? Hang on one second. Okay, so I've got a little Paris stamp off of another Temu pack. I guess I should show you that. Okay, so this was the other pack from Temu. Lots of just different postage stamps, which is kind of cool, and a cancellation bar thing, so that's nice. So what I'm going to do is just put this in that little divot of writing, because I'm going to try to make this random, okay? So we're going to start with some distress inks here. And now I've just used these a minute ago, but it doesn't ever hurt to just do a practice stamp, just to get it warmed up, okay? So let me move my brayer out of the way. So I'm just gonna get it all stampy stamped, and then I'm gonna go right up to the top edge and stamp. Nice. Okay, and then for this specific one, obviously you might have different ones. I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna kind of overlap that Paris mark, okay? Just so it's got a little bit of different going on. And I'm gonna go up again, okay? And again. And we're gonna end there. We'll just put this here just for fun. There's a little strip this size that you don't use. So if it runs off the edge, it doesn't matter. And over here, that's going to be covered in gold, so we don't really worry about that either. But this is basically like making one of those, what do they call it, masterboard, if you're making like artist trading cards, or just cutting up for journal cards and stuff. You're just going to create a big sheet with interesting background on it. Okay, and again, I'm fitting over that postage mark, just so that each one's going to be different. The stamps are going to fall in different places. You know, if you're just making one, then, you know, whatever, you can do whatever you want. Actually, this is a little closer, got more space, so I'm going to add that in there. Okay. Come down here. This stamp is actually a little optical illusion. The side of the stamp goes angled, but the writing indents, and they just edged it right up next to the thing, to the edge of the stamp. So the edge of the stamp is not square, is what I'm trying to say. So I have to remember I'm not aligning that, I'm aligning that. But again, it doesn't matter because this is all, you know, it's going to be chopped up and you're just going to see snippets of it. So it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Okay, and then let's just get a little bit in there. Okay, so that's good. Now, because these are this red color, I wanted to bring in a little touch of red. The rest of the look for the for my oceanscape it's basically black, creams and whites and turquoise, but you know, it's nice to throw in a little red every now and then. I'm going to show you these other papers that I've made in a second, but to get that red in here, I'm going to grab, what is this one called? Oh, you know what? I wanted to use barn red. Let's use this one. So we're going to use this, what is that called? Flame brick. You know, flame brick or barn. And this one, can you guess which one we're going to use? And why did I like this? Oh, I think I just said British something. I don't know. It's kind of cute. And now, again with this, I'm just going to stamp. I'm just going to do a tester stamp. Nice. And now I'm just going to kind of go in and look for empty places. Like there's an empty place. And, oh, let me see which way is up on this. That's it. Okay, so, you know, up being a relative term with a round stamp, but, you know, whatever. And I'm just going to fill in some places around here. And I don't want them to all be in the same place. But I just want to get a little bit of that red interest in there. And again, these are getting chopped up, not necessarily randomly, but maybe down here. Oh, that's probably gonna end up on there. Okay, don't overdo it, don't overdo it. So let's just do this and stamp that off and wipe that off a little bit so it's a little cleaner when I put it back. Okay. Stick that back in its home. I've just recently started building up this stamp collection and I don't have a really good way to store them yet, so working on that. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of kind of a netting, like a fish net. That was the idea. And this little stamp I got at the Dollar Tree, and it's been a while, so you know, but again, you may not be doing ocean for yours. You can do whatever you want. This is just basically making a cool background. You could stamp it with butterflies and then put a butterfly or a flower on top of the matchbox. I'm going to show you a bunch of the different ones that I've done over the past few years at the end of the video to give you some more ideas. Now, this is this peacock color, and what I've learned is it's very, very bright, and it's very thick, so it kind of overpowers this look. So what I've been doing is doing a first stamp off, okay, and then using the second print, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do here. And again, I'm just gonna kind of find the spaces. Oops, see, I almost did it. I'm gonna find the spaces that need something, okay? I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. Yeah. And I'm gonna try to stay light with my touch, okay? And just finding little areas to put the netting. Now I can also turn this around and kind of match it up. Let that connect through if I want. Okay. And, you know, obviously you probably will not have this same stamp because, again, it is from the Dollar Tree and it's, I don't know how many years old. We're just going to get some more little marks on there. Okay. Looks pretty good. Maybe I'll put something over here. Just a little bit. Okay, one last one and that's it, I swear. Okay, there we go. That's it. And I don't know if anybody has done this before or if I saw this somewhere. I've started to store my stamps upside down. My thought is that the ink will fall to the top of the pad. Is that true? Does anybody know? Leave me a comment. Let me know. How do you store your ink pads? Because I have no idea. So there's that. And now I'm just going to peel this off of here. It's nice to do on the jelly plate because it just really holds it in place. And now we have this really nice background sheet. Now, this oxide paint does take, our oxide ink, take a minute to dry. In fact, maybe we'll just hit it with the hair dryer. Okay, there. Or you could just take a piece of paper, you know, simply blot it. You see how many, stamps I've made or matchboxes I've made in the past few days? So many. Okay, so now that paper is fully dry. Let's get this out of the way and stick our much needed corals. Now, now we're going to cut this to the size that we need, and that size is, for these Dollar Tree matchboxes, it's 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. Okay. I wrote this on a big piece of paper because I forget every single time. I had a cutter that I had marked it on there because I, you know, cut so many things, and then I've lost that cutter, so I've swapped it. I have several cutters, but anyway, 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. And one thing that you want to do is orientate your paper. The 2 1/4 should be this way on the matchbox, okay? Because when it gets on there and wraps around, you want your words to appear, you know, along the edge the right way, horizontal. If you put it this way, you're just going to see snippets of words and might look a little weird. Different papers play with a different way. Like if I use stripes, then I would definitely want the stripes to come across the edge of the spine of the little book, if you think of it that way, like it's a little book cover. You actually, and I've thought about this, you could make them look like books for your favorite book reading friend. That could be a fun idea, and maybe do something with like stripes or gild this to make it look like gold pages. There's so many ideas with these things. Anyway, so when you do it this way, you get 5 cuts of 2 1/8. See, I've already forgotten. I have to lay the paper over there so I can read it. 2 1/8 across this way, and then 2 3 1/4 this way. So super simple. And sometimes, depending on, you know, what I've started with my paper, I actually might want to start with this edge. I mean, that edge looks really nice now. But I'm just going to keep this, and we're going to go 2 1/8. And I will tell you, it's actually just a shy of 2 1/8. So undercut the 1/8 when you do this just by a hair, and your paper will fit perfectly onto your matchboxes. Now, I have run into other matchboxes that are slightly larger. So just measure the ones that you find, because they could be a little different size. Okay, and now we have that last little strip, and I've saved all these because I think I can do something cool with them, or at least I can add them into collage. They just turned out so nice that I just saved all of those. And then we're going to go 3 1/4 this way. And again, you might want to start from the bottom, just depending on what you're seeing. What I'm seeing here is what I know is this is going to be the top of the matchbox, and then right under here, that's going to be the top of the next matchbox. So those both have some good interest on them. No problem. Oh, and then now scrap savers are going to love this. Look at that little piece of paper. I have a whole stack of these that it's just the cutoffs, and isn't this a perfect little addition to some collage work? You could punch these. There's so many things that you can do with these. I mean, such cool stuff. I love working with paper. It's so fun. Okay, let's just cut the rest of these and get all of our little things. That thing is really loud. Am I being loud enough? Please comment and let me know, how does this video look? I actually have another channel where I make Lego stuff. But this is a whole new adventure for me, and I'm filming it a totally different way. And I'm trying to do it as a running voiceover like this. I'm talking as I'm doing. I'll probably do some voiceover with it, but so I want to know that you're hearing me well enough when I'm explaining you how I do my little craftage. Okay, and let's see. Now see, like here, I think I'm just going to start from the bottom because I think that's going to make cuter matchboxes, because the piece that I'm cutting off, just, you know, that would be the top of the matchbox. Not that exciting. So there it is, but it's a great little scrap. Okay, so now we have all the little pieces, and look how cute they look. Okay, I'm just gonna lay them out now, and you kind of see each one has a red stamp, each one has a little bit of netting. It's just pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab a matchbox. I'm gonna find the edge that is my open edge, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm just going to put it against here, line it up on this edge, wrap it around roughly, and I'm going to pinch the two corners, and then I'm going to make a straight fold on there. What I've found is that when you go to glue these, if you've already folded them, it is a lot easier to put them on the matchbox. You're not trying to find those edges. Plus you get that nice crisper edge. So just fold all these guys, and you want to, well, if you're OCD like me, just make sure that your writing is the right side up. And again, this is going to be how your matchbox is. It's going to open like that. So you want your writing to be, you know, up here, and it appears here. So like Paris is readable. If I did it upside down, you end up with C-wrap, and you don't want that, okay? So I just always look for the word Paris, or some of them, there's a number, N-O, that is pretty predominant, so you can see which way that goes up to orientate yourself. Orientate, yes. Okay. And we're just going to get all these done. I'm going to speed this up as I finish the rest of these, okay? Okay, so I have all my paper folded and ready to go in the matchboxes. And now I'm just gonna get some glue, and let's see, just some regular white glue. And I'm gonna get exactly the perfect amount for 10 matchboxes. Of course, I'm kidding because glue. Okay, so I'm just using a little paintbrush like that. And now I'm going to grab the blackened side, the open side, and I'm going to slide my thing open so I know which is the top. Okay, so I know that's the top, and I'm just going to hold it like that. And I'm going to dab glue on both sides of the paintbrush, paint on both sides, and across the opposite edge. Okay, and then I'm going to take my cover and slip it on. See it when it's pre-folded, it's just so nice to do that. It's so easy. Okay, and so now we have a covered matchbox. Okay, and it's just cool how that, like, you know, showed up on that one. Make sure you got it right side up. Glue it up. And so why do I make these? That's your question. Well, because I like everything to be decorative. But this is a great hostess gift. Like, if you've been invited to dinner, I love Bath and Body Works candles, and you know, you got to watch for those sales. I'll turn that one. Is that right? Yep, that's right. If you take them a Bath and Body Works candle and throw a, you know, custom artist matchbox in with it, it's so cool. You will be guaranteed more dinner invites. They're just great. It's nice to have them, like, these are really popular at Christmas time, of course. You know, there's lots of candles at Christmas. I actually always use one of those butane lighters, you know, with the long stem thing, whatever. But it's nice to have these sitting out beside the candle because it just looks, you know, cool and old school. Okay. So, and like this one, it doesn't really have anything on top, but it has that on the edge. And once we put the coral on top, it just, you know, completes the picture. So don't worry about, you know, if your top isn't too exciting. Also, I've been doing some that are some butterflies. And if you're putting something on the top, if you have a butterfly there, then your butterfly gets covered. So I kind of like when the butterfly covers the edge and kind of wraps the edge, because then you see the whole butterfly and you have room for the thing on top. So don't worry about that. At Christmas, I do some with little Christmas trees that I get from the Dollar Tree, those little bristle brush trees. And on those, I cover them. Once I glue them down, I put glue all around them, and I cover them with crystal glitter, so it looks like snow. So a lot of the top gets covered anyway, and really what you're ending up dealing with seeing is that, and, like, you know, little edges. So don't worry too much about it. And again, you can use any kind of paper with this. Like, just, you know, paint some book pages, throw that on here. Your scrapbook papers, old postcards, stuff you cut out of magazines. Just anything can work that's interesting. And, you know, it's only 2 by 3, so you can find some interesting things. Is that the right way? This is the right way. I just always double check just so you can see. So now my Paris is written the right way. See that? Paris. you know, devil is in the details. You're like, who would ever look at that? But I do. Actually, I did some for Valentine's Day, and I stamped love on the side of them in gold. And I think that was a really cute little touch. You can obviously do that, something like that to yours. Stamp your name on them, stamp the person's name on them. That, of course, I would wait until after you've put it all together. Don't try to stamp onto the main cutout sheet and then cut out. Oh God, that would be very difficult. But just, you know, you can have some fun with these. I've done all kinds. I've gotten the little farm animals, the little package of like 10 or 12 at the Dollar Tree, and I spray paint them gold and put them on here on the top, standing on the top. I have pictures, I think. I have an Instagram. It's at Funk and Dazzles, at Funk and Dazzles, FUNKANDDAZZLES. And you can scroll through and see a lot of the things that I've made, and you can see a lot of the things that I plan to show you how to make on this channel, J-Star Arts, or Star Arts, in the future. Hopefully you'll like craft videos from me, and I can keep doing. I love to make stuff. Actually, that's not true. I love to have made stuff. I like to be able to say, yes, I made that. The process for me can be kind of tedious, and a lot of times I'm making things in bulk. So, you know, it can get a little repetitive. On these, I usually just turn on the TV and, you know, I painted these watching a British crime show earlier, or marked them up and got them ready. Or no, actually these over here. So, you know, turn on a TV show and get to making the multiples. Anyway, what I was saying is I sometimes the process for me is tedious. I don't really like the process, but I love having made things and being able to say, yeah, I made that, or, you know, give it to somebody and say, I made this for you. But I do like telling people how I've made things. So which way does this go? Is that right? That's right. So maybe the videos will help, and I can I can make stuff on video, and you will help with my crafting tedium. And again, oh my goodness, you are probably not going to make 100 of these a month unless you go to a lot of dinner parties. Or if you want to make them and sell them, you certainly can do that. I sell a lot of them at my little boutique space at Painted Tree Marketplace in Roswell, Georgia, which is North Atlanta. Oop, I didn't get quite enough glue, did I? Or maybe I did get the perfect amount. Let's see. I think I may have gotten the perfect amount. Sorry. I do like this script stamp. It just actually arrived today. I'll show you on these others that I've made. I was using a different script stamp. Okay, now here's something that has come up before. Let's see what. Oop. This matchbox is a little wonky, okay? Sometimes they just don't come out of the factory exactly the same. So you can watch that, but you'll see this is just a hair off here and a hair off here. Now this side, it doesn't matter because we're going to be doing gold leaf pin over this. This side, we don't want that hanging off, so it's probably better to wait till it dries, but you can just trim that off if it overhangs too much. Okay, and one last one. get that almost exactly, yeah, I think exactly the amount of glue that I needed. Okay, before it dries out. Okay, and one last one. All right, now, there we go. I'm gonna wash that bowl, but now we have all of our covered, oh, it's glue falling off my hands. All of our covered matchboxes. You can see each unique and different, each very cool. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands really quick, and then we're gonna go to the next step, which is putting gold on the edges. Okay, so now we've covered all of our matchboxes, and now we're gonna add a gold edge to it. And I use this Deco Gold, can you see that? Deco Gold Premium Primer, Prime Premio in, what does it say? It's color gold, but it's the chisel tip. You definitely want the chisel tip. And I get these at Walmart and on Amazon. They have them both places. They're about $4 to $5 each. I think I got them a little cheaper on Amazon the last time I got a couple. I go through a lot of these. You want to just make sure you shake it up well, and you're going to start the ink flow like that. Now, here's the way I do it. I take the book spine edge and I start at the top, and I'm probably going to have to not talk while I do this, and I don't have enough ink flowing. Do I have another one of these sitting here? No. Okay, let me get in here so I can see. You want to make sure the ink is flowing well. And this is, oh, shnikes. I've been making a lot of these, as I said, so I may be down to my last bit of gold in this. But you want to do the one side, then do the book spine edges, and then flip to the other side. And be pretty careful with this. Okay, now like this is that edge that had that exposed, a little bit of the exposed matchbox. You see that little bit of red there? The gold's gonna cover that, and if it doesn't, just kind of run back down the edge. Okay, see, I've messed that up twice. I've done that before. I get it on the edge or there. You can go back with the marker there and get it off, and on the black part, you can't do anything on the striker thing, but that's okay. It's made with love, handmade with love. So let's see if I can do this one better. Okay. Yeah, this marker is almost empty, so it's not going on as smooth. That one went pretty smooth because I just tapped it. But just gild the edges very carefully, and just I'm squeezing in the middle of the little book just so I don't touch that edge, because this does take a minute to dry. By a minute I mean a while. Okay, and now I stand them on their edge to dry so that it's just making sure that it's not gonna smudge. Okay. And we're just going to do all the edges, give it that glint of gold. Now, of course, you could do other colors. These Deco paint pens come in many colors. If you were doing something, more colorful, or if you want to do my whole home is black and white. Of course, I have accents of gold, so the gold still works for me. But if you wanted to do something just black and white or something with colors, you can do that. Maybe silver is your thing. Use silver, whatever coordinates with your look, with your papers, or with who you're planning to give this to. It could be specific for that. I mean, silver at Christmas could be good. I just have always done gold, and it's sort of like the tying line with all the ones I've done. So people who, buy them each month for each season that I do have that through line. And I hope you can see this. I'm doing it right out of camera, aren't I? This overhead camera shot is kind of weird, but and this one again has a little bit of Matchbox showing, and you just cover it just like that. Now, if you do get too much gold on here, don't ever try to press the nib against the Matchbox, because it will pull up and then it'll run and it'll cover all your beautiful paper, all your hard gel printing work. I'm saying that sarcastically, of course, because the gel print is like the easiest thing to do, and it just makes things look so cool. It's just such a cool, I did that again. I am bad about slipping off the edge. So just do this carefully. I think I can't. Okay, now I touched it there, and I've got a little gold spot. And what I'm going to do is when I go to glue this down, I'm going to glue that right on top of the smudge to fix that little problem. Fix/hide. Hide the problems. So I'll just do the rest of these. I'll speed it up. I've got just 3 more, so I'll speed the rest of these up, and then we'll do to the final thing. Okay, finished edging in gold with the Deco Gold. Oh, it's not, did I say Deco Gold? It's Deco Color. Deco Color Premium Prime Primo Gold Paint Pen. Walmart, Amazon. Now, I want to go back and look at these. Just going to go back and carefully touch up. There's some glue marks from my gluey fingers on some of these, and the overspray of gold, or the So just going to go through and touch up those. Make them look a little cleaner. Okay, fine. But, some of those little imperfections, those show that it's homemade, So it's not too terrible to have them on there. But since I do sell mine, I try to make them look as nice as possible. And if you are interested in buying them, I sell them for $4.50 a piece, $4.50 each, and you can just contact me through Instagram, Funk'n'Dazzles, at Funk'n'Dazzles, and I'll let you know what I've got. Okay, so now we have all the gold edges done, and they're pretty dry. I'm just going to put them over here out of the way. And now it comes to gluing on the little coral piece. Now I'm using super glue gel. This is one of my favorite glues for these things because the gel, it's nice. It makes a nice little blob. It stays in right place and it dries pretty quickly. So, and pretty strong. So I have to look at these and see which way. Maybe what I'm going to do to make this a little faster is just go through and put these all face up, face up, face up, face up. Face up, face up, face up. Is that face up? Oh my goodness. I think that's face up. If you can't tell, I guess you're okay. Okay. I think that's the way. Okay. So now these, what I've noticed is whenever you're gluing any of these things down, there's going to be points that touch the matchbox, especially with a natural thing, and it's this point, that lower thing, and then the end. So I put a little glue there. Oh, that's too much glue. And a little glue there. Okay. Let's take some of that away. Let's get rid of that. And then I lay it on the box. And I hold it for just a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put it out of my way. And what I have been doing, just to make them look a little different, since these are all exactly the same, I don't want them to look too cookie cutter. So I lay them different ways on each box. Now these, I happen to know that that's the high spot, that's the high spot, and that's the high spot. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so I just reverse each one. Okay. Got a little hair on there. Didn't want that. I think I'm going to go from that corner just so the coral kind of goes around that red spot, just a little, make it look a little cuter. Does that make sense? Cuter? I don't know. Seeing some Stella hairs on these. Stella is my little black dog, and she doesn't shed when you pet her, but her hair gets everywhere. I don't know how that works. Now, I'm going to reverse it on the next batch. So I'm just going to turn them around like that to make it easier for me to lay them down. But basically, when they turn around, you'll see that they're going to be laying that way, just to give a little different. Again, trying to make them all look unique. Okay, so. And the other thing, always test your super glue if you're gluing something plastic, because it can cloud the plastic and it can look looking strange, especially with black plastic or clear plastic. So just test one inconspicuous spot or whatever to make sure that your thing doesn't end up looking cloudy and weird on the edges. You know, if that happens, you can come back here. Now, originally I thought I was going to add sand to these. I would just put a little glue around each little point and then sprinkle in sand. Like I've got some black sand or some white sand, both from the Dollar Tree, that could look nice. I've used that on some shell ones. I'm going to be doing some shell ones with pearls in them. So I might have sand around the shells. On a set. Oh, I was just gonna, when I set these all out, just so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, that one. What? Oh. Oh, see, I get all obsessive, and I shouldn't have to be. I shouldn't be so obsessive about it, because it's all gonna be fine. And this one I'm kind of avoiding the red stamp, just so this red stamp shows on the other side of the coral. Okay. And then one last one. I want the... Yep, I'll go there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I did that one the same, but it's okay. So now we have all of our coral matchboxes, and I think they're just so cool. They just look so good. You know, how fancy is that? A little artist matchbox. And I'm going to show you now a bunch of the ones that I've done in the past that you can see on Instagram. Instagram at funkanddazzles at funkanddazzles. That's it. But you can see more matchboxes and all the other stuff that I make for Funk and Dazzles at the Painted Tree. Actually, I'm back because I wanted to show you. These are a bunch of papers that I've already prepped to. I've cut and gotten ready, so you can just kind of see the variety. This is turquoise and a little bit of black with the mashed with bubble wrap, and then copper behind it. And this is gold with the bubble wrap, and then turquoise behind it. And then I stamped this in turquoise as well, so it gives it a little something different. And these are all going to have the turquoise and the black coral pieces on these, and some of them are orange. I think I did a set of the copper with the should I open it? The copper with this kind of rusty orange color, and that looks pretty nice. But just to show you, even though they're all done exactly the same, you do get some different looks. This is a lighter look. That one, the writing shows up more teal, turquoisey, and I did use a couple different shades of teal paint. And I'm just using this, you know, craft barrel stuff, apple barrel craft paint from Walmart. That gold, I think I used this one, metallic folk art. So pretty basic stuff, easy to get. These are more creamy, sort of like these that we just did here, but we added the red in. So that's a whole, you know, collection of the coral ones that I'm doing. But then I also started these, which I think turned out really nice. And now this is just paper that I found on TV,
Amazon.
And it came in these little pads like this. I think it was like a whole set. I'll look up and try to put it on the screen. But the thing is, they're almost the right size. They are just, I think they're like 2 by 3 1/8. So if I put them here, look, they're just like 1/8 shy on the side. and almost 3 1/4 there. So I can still wrap a matchbox. Where's a matchbox? With this, but it just leaves exposed matchbox on the 2 edges. But we're going back in with that gold, and when you cover it with the gold, you can't even see it. So that works out. And this is what I was talking about. If your paper, if you're doing like a butterfly, by the way, I got these little rocks on Temu. I forget how much they were. I think 20. I think they were like $2.50 for 21 bottles. Anyway, the butterfly wraps the edge, so you can see the butterfly on the edge, and then this doesn't block it. And this particular one had Paris written on there, which is nice. And then I put a couple of little stickers from some Temu rolls. I get a lot of stuff on Temu. There's some great things on there. But just a couple little pieces of ephemera stickers just to bring out that color. And let's see, did a couple like that. Again, there's different ephemera pieces, so they're different. You know, each one is unique. It has a tiny little sticker and then that on the back. So again, like they just are like that. But that butterfly being on the middle is nice, because then when you put your little bottle on there or whatever, your trinket charm, you don't crush the butterfly. It's still visible. Okay, speaking of visible, are you visible? Okay, so you get the idea. I hope that was helpful. Now I'm going to show you some more that I've done. So these are the ones I did this Valentine's Day, and these are all on, or mostly on hand-painted papers. These are, those were all gel plates, and these are just printed papers that I found out of that same deck that I showed you earlier. Just some random stuff, but these 2 were gel plates, and then this was book pages that I just painted on and then stamped and stuff. Christmas ones, and those are hand-painted book pages, And initials, these are magnets from the Dollar Tree, or maybe Family Dollar, painted gold. And my Easter collection with all the little duckies. And these are just scrapbook papers, Alice in Wonderland collection. I did a whole Alice in Wonderland thing, and then just, you see how many I make. Christmas, and those are some glittered papers and some just regular scrapbook papers. And then the bottle brush trees from the Dollar Tree, and disco balls for New Year's Eve. And then these frames, they were little resin frames that I made. They were too big for the Matchbox, but they were pretty cute. Halloween, all different Halloween papers. And then this was last year's summer look, but I'm going to do some more shells with pearls. They were really popular. And then Easter with chocolate bunnies. And I cut that little confetti to go around the edge. This year I used some grass flocking around the bunnies. And then Valentine's Day, lots of metallics and those little lips I just got. This was a custom one that I did for a friend's wedding. So, and those are just rub-on transfer letters. Gold acorns for Thanksgiving. And then gold spiders, spray-painted gold spiders, and Halloween scrapbook paper. Spray-painted gold pumpkins and paper. These were some custom ones that I did for a client who had some friends going to Europe. So they were going to Amsterdam and to southern France and Monte Carlo. And these are the little animals from the Dollar Tree that I was talking about. Spray paint them gold and put them on the things, and dinosaurs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this informative or enjoyable or whatever. Again, this is my first craft video, and I'd like to do more. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know. Again, this is J Star from Star Arts. I hope you have a great day and keep creating.